Hey, good morning, everybody. 20 April. Getting close, getting close. Hey, we're going to jump right in on today's science. Got a couple sheets to say to you, but this is the first thing that I came to school with when I took this job. These are my initial notes. When I was hearing words I hadn't heard in a while because I hadn't taught in a while. So that's from way back in August. But when I went through the requirements for eighth grade in South Carolina, I saw forces of motion and waves. I decided to cover this at the end because this has been right before the test that we don't have anymore. But that's why chapters 2 and 3 are in the back. And we are doing 8P3A.2, develop and use models to exemplify the basic properties of waves, including frequency, amplitude, wavelength, and speed. So just guess what? There we are. Look at our vocabulary today. Amplitude, wavelength, frequency, and hertz, which is another way of talking about speed. What I want you to do is go back, because we've been gone for a week, and look at the previous lesson. Just flip through it to remind yourself what's going on, and then read 3 pages, maybe 4, of the chapter. Do the vocabulary. Do figure 1 on page 57, figure 2 on page 58, and of course, the Monday word search. Here we go, Emily. Welcome back. Center it right there, I think. So amplitude, crest, frequency, hertz, then HZ, which is hertz shortened. Longitudinal waves, properties of waves, speed, trough, and wavelength. Hey, tomorrow is my first Zoom. I'm going to turn it this way. That I'm running. So that's the Zoom thing. There'll be other information coming out today on it. But that's the password. I'll have to have passwords now to password protect it. So that's for tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's a science lead Zoom, but Mr. Fay will be on with social studies also. All right, here we go. Lesson 2. You've gone back and looked at lesson 1. Don't worry about My Planet Diary. There's your vocab there. And I'll slow down here for those that are just going to read this at home. Should be long enough. Hey, you need something with centimeters there to measure, because that's all a measurement thing. Just what's the amplitude of the waves in centimeters. So I'm hoping that you guys could find something with centimeters in your house. If you don't worry about it. But if you do, go ahead, when you take your picture, send it to me, show me what you used. That's figure 2. All right, and it uses this little box, which also is part of figure 2, those answers there. So that's all goes together with it. And there's just a little bit of the verbiage. Covers the rest of your stuff. I'll focus it closer on that page. Focus it closer on that page. One-stop shopping. Don't worry about assess your understanding. Don't do it yet. All right. I'm going to end this a little bit different. Spent a lot of time thinking during our break about science and everything. It reminded me of something from when I retired from the Navy. This is a piece of a poem that I used during that time by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Longfellow was the guy that wrote The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, that famous poem that you probably have already learned. But here it is. I remember the black wharves and the slips, and the seasides tossing free, and Spanish sailors with bearded lips, in the beauty and mystery of ships and the magic of the sea.